Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you are having a great day. Now today we are finally going to be fixing, or I should say finishing, installing the Wagoneer front header panel. Now I started this project months ago and then so much got in the way. I moved new apartments, I moved to the new shop, the Jeep has been sitting, hasn't been running right, whole bunch of stuff. I got the Passat and I started doing stuff with the Passat. So there's so much other shit that I've been doing. We're finally going to be getting this installed, because we are going to be trying to get this thing road ready pretty soon, because I am sadly leaving this shop. Now, if you want to learn about why I am leaving said shop, go follow me on Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, why aren't you following me on Instagram? I post so much stuff on there that I don't post on here, and you'll know exactly why I'm moving shops, or I'm moving this to my house and trying to find a different shop. But one of the things that I kind of need to drive this thing on the road is headlights, and as you can see, has no headlights because this is the header panel that I have now. So we're going to be trying to get my 5x7s, I believe, or they might be 4x6s. I completely forget. This all happened so long ago. But we're going to be trying to get in these bad boys to try and fit into this header panel. Now, a while ago, I ordered these. These are Camaro headlight buckets, and the Camaro shares the same headlight that I'm trying to put in this, which is a 4x6. Now I have one of these in here already. Now the only problem is trying to get it to mount, because with it in here, as you can see, it don't fit because it sticks out too much. So I am going to have to cut into my $650 super rare Wagoneer header panel. Now I'm just going to be starting out by cutting out this circle indents right here and seeing if that pushes it in enough to get it flat, so that I can get the headlight bezel on. So that's what we're going to be starting with. This thing is covered in dust and dirt because the floors in here are dirt and it's disgusting and I hate this place, but we're going to get to it. I'm going to get my Dremel out. We're going to cut around here first, try and fit it in and see if it fits. Alright, so I have my first piece cutting out right here. I do think the hole is going to have to be a little bit wider, but we are going to see. Just flip it over. I should probably disconnect the wiring harness and put this to the side so it doesn't get all messed up. Alright, not gonna lie, first cut, it's almost there. So if I try and get this in. Alright, so I'm probably gonna cut this tab off because I think this is an aftermarket headlight bezel and it doesn't fit like 100% correctly. But these two bottom ones should. But honestly, it needs to shift over a little more. So I'm probably going to start cutting this out a little bit, and then I think we should be in good shape. Alright, so after like an hour of cutting more, trying it on, sanding out some more, putting it on, sanding out some more, putting it on, I finally got it to where I like it. Let me show you the big ass hole I had to freaking cut out, but this is what it's looking like. There's freaking dust everywhere, but man, there's freaking plastic dust everywhere. But this is how big the hole needs to be for it to fit, which is kind of concerning because this one right here is a lot smaller. As you can see, this one right here is about the size of the hole that I had to cut to get this to sit further. Plus this one also sits up a lot higher, so I don't know how I'm gonna get this one to fit. We're gonna figure that out next. But I think what the plan is going to be is I'm going to sit this in and get some self-tapping screws and use the same two mounting points that I had and just self-tap it into the header panel. That way I can also still adjust the headlight too. So if I wanted to go that way more, I'd if I wanted to get it tighter more, I would tighten the screw more, and then it would obviously point it up more like that. And if I wanted it to go down, I'd loosen it and it'd go down. Same with this way. So I'll still be able to adjust the headlights as much as I need to. Now we are going to start on this side. I'm gonna do what I did before, cut out the circle, see how much I need to cut out, and then keep doing the process until I have a hole big enough that I can fit the next headlight. Alright, so I finally got both of them in here. They're looking pretty good. I try to get them as centered as possible. It'll probably look a little bit different once they're actually bolted in, but this is what it's looking like with it on. Put this on too. And it looks pretty freaking good. I'm gonna clean this off so that you guys can actually like see it without it being all dusty, and as well I can see it without being all dusty, and then I'm gonna try and bolt the headlight bezel on. Alright, so I have it screwed in, or at least this piece is screwed in so that this will stay in place. I have it all cleaned off and in the light, and it is looking really freaking good. Now I know there's going to be a lot of people out there saying, oh well, there's all the jagged edges, it's not lined up completely perfect. This is my first time doing anything like this, and I am extremely happy with how this turned out. I'm going to be straightening these completely before I screw them in, because you can see that the bottom one's a little bit crooked that way, but they actually do line up pretty nicely, and they fit through the hole pretty nicely as well. This is also the first time I've seen anybody do this, at least on the internet, and it looks really freaking good. So I'm going to get on to doing this side over here, and then hopefully once this side is done, I can go out and get some self-tapping screws like I said, so that I can actually bolt the headlights in, and then we can hook up the wiring harness. Alright, so it is the next day, and I am currently recording on my phone because I'm a dumbass and I forgot to bring my camera. But I went to Ace and I got some screws, and I have these bolted in very roughly for right now. This is just like a mock-up, so I can get it on the car and I can bring it to my house. But these definitely aren't going anywhere. They're in there. Same with this side. This side is lined up a lot better than this side. I'm probably gonna have to reline this side up a little bit. You can see the bottom one is like a little bit crooked that way, and it needs to be shifted down and moved up a little bit. But like I said, a very rough mock-up. I'm probably going to get more screws and spacers and experiment with a bunch of different things, trying to get these perfect. But we're going to get this thing thrown on the car now. So it's a little bit noisy in here now because I have the generator hooked up to a little itty-bitty battery, which I have my jumper cables hooked up to the battery in the Jeep because the Jeep's battery is completely dead. But I have it all in, as you can see. So we're gonna start off with just the halos. See what those are looking like. Those look really freaking cool. And then full headlights on. See if I can get a better little angle over here. It's kind of hard because it's very cramped, but those are working and look really good. And then I'm just gonna put the hazards on so that you can see all the hazards working together, and it is looking really freaking good. I'm super happy with this. Like I said for 100 million times already, this is just a very rough mock-up, but they are in. They're not zip tied in anymore. They're completely held in, and I really freaking love this. I've been dreaming of doing this ever since I found out that they make a 4 headlight Wagoneer header panel, and I always wanted to throw some bright ass halos into it because people that usually do this just stick with the stock headlights and they're very dull. Only one of them lights up at a time. This way I have more lights, and we can blind some fucking old people. Now really quickly, I do want to see if I can get these side markers to work. I have some LED bulbs that I'm going to try and put in here. If not, we're going to have to figure out something to do with these side markers because kind of want my side markers to work. Also, I didn't show you guys this, but when I was screwing this in, I gave it a little too much ugga-dugga and I broke it, which really sucks because they don't sell these. They sell the headlight bezel aftermarket, but they don't sell these side markers aftermarket. I kept the piece, and I'm gonna see if I can hot glue this together. But yeah, I'm really freaking happy with how this turned out. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of the 4 headlight halo LED Wagoneer front end on this. I really wish I could roll this thing out so I could like actually see it, because I am cramped in this tiny little freaking corner. Once it's at the house, you guys can see it fully. This isn't fully lined up properly. As you can see, I have some fitment that I need to work on. I don't think this is lined up in the hole at all, but I have one nut holding this in. Alright, so I got the little side marker in. Now it only lights up this top half of the side marker. I'm guessing the rest is just reflective, but it also acts as a turn signal. See, I have my turn signals on. But if I turn the turn signal off, it also is just a light. Alright, so I am super freaking happy with how this turned out. Like I said, I've been wanting to do this ever since I found out that you can do this. Let me turn this annoying ass loud as hell. But yeah, I think this is where I'm going to be ending off today's video. We did what I wanted to do in today's video, and that is finally finishing the Wagoneer header panel. There will be a part 2 of finishing it coming out once I get this thing back home. Once I get this thing back home, we are going to do the very like precision TD type of stuff that I want to do with making these completely square, adjusting them so that they shine not in people's faces. I'm going to be redoing the wiring harness because You can see the wiring harness is just a big mess under here. I want to make it all nice and tidy. We're going to be completely bolting it up. All like the little TD stuff that I want to do, that I want to do in a more open space because I can't move this out of here until this runs and it's in the corner. Let me know what you think of the new Wagoneer header panel on the Jeep. This entire thing is going to be getting paint matched to the car once I get it painted. So that's the actual header panel itself, the entire grille, and the headlight bezels, all going to be paint matched, and it's going to look really freaking cool. This is where I am going to be ending off today's video. Let me know what you think in the comments of the new Wagoneer header panel. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you next time.